Greetings to you, dear viewers and lovers of stories and legends. Welcome. Today, we have come with another myth and legendary tale to take you to another world of myths. This time, we will become acquainted with the story of the Titans. We will learn about how they came into existence and their wars and battles. So, stay with us alongside Chosen Tale as we become familiar with the myth of the Titans. Once upon a time, in a time long before even the era of the ancient Greek gods, there existed powerful beings. These beings were among the oldest and first inhabitations of the earth. In essence, these beings were the primordial creatures of the earth. These beings were called the Titans, for they were very colossal, majestic entities with immense stature and presence. They possessed very special powers that comprised the elements of the earth. These powers included the forces of earth, air, thunder, lightning, water, fire, life, and other existing elements. The first Titan, the progenitor of all Titans, was Gaia, also known as Mother Earth. She held the primary element of the earth and the essence of life within her domain, earning her the title of Mother of the Earth. The next Titan was Oranos, who controlled the elements of the sky. He held dominion over all celestial powers, including the wind, thunder, and lightning, earning him the title of the Father of the Skies. Alongside Gaia, Uranus was one of the first Titans to inhabit the earth, shaping its form and giving birth to the rest of the Titans. Years after the emergence of these initial Titans, Uranus and Gaia, other Titans were born from them, each possessing unique powers. One had the power over rocks and sands, another had dominion over water, and yet another wielded control over fire and volcanoes. Each of them inherited the powers of the elements from Gaia and Uranus, respectively. However, among all those Titans, there were Titans who emerged with magical powers, surpassing the earthly and celestial elements. These Titans, like the others, were offspring of Gaia and Oranos, but they were born with powers beyond the rest, even mightier than their parents. First among them was Kronos, the most powerful and intelligent Titan on Earth, possessing magical powers capable of destroying life. Next was Atlas, the mightiest Titan on Earth, who had 4 hands and could carry the entire world on his shoulders. Following him was Typhon, a Titan of demonic nature, possessing the power of the underworld and being extremely ruthless and powerful. His body resembled that of a serpent, with legs made up of thousands of dragon heads. After him was Rhea, the Titaness with 1,000 hands, who held power over the sun. And finally, the youngest child of Uranus and Gaia was Necros, who possessed a hidden power because he hadn't fully realized his own power from the beginning. He was marginalized by his family, including his brothers and sisters. He lived in the remotest corner of the earth, far from the reach of the other titans. But the story didn't end there. Kronos, a tremendously powerful titan, blinded by his desire for power and kingship, intimidated a great rebellion. Thus began the first great conflict among the titans, which turned into a battle of ancient beings. In this epic struggle, Kronos slew all of his weaker siblings, including those who were less powerful than himself, and allied himself with those who were equally strong. Oranos, furious at Kronos for his actions, engaged in a battle with him. However, as Kronos was more powerful and cunning, he defeated Oranos, his own father, and claimed the throne and kingship of the entire world in his own name. After this great battle, Gaia had forewarned Kronos that one day he would be overthrown by one of his own children, leading to his downfall. In an attempt to prevent this prophecy, Kronos devoured and destroyed all of his children at infancy. Even with these actions, Kronos was not at peace. He decided to turn to the Sisters of Fate. He sought them out and traveled through time. In his journey, he discovered that one of his children, named Zeus, would be the one to overthrow him and destroy his reign. Determined to prevent this, he traveled through time and destroyed Zeus as well. After that, for many years, Kronos continued his reign. He had transformed into a powerful and ruthless titan, bringing destruction upon the earth and its inhabitations. Gaia, Mother Earth, depleted of her power and determined to end this madness, turned to the Sisters of Fate for help. She pleaded with them to assist her, but they explained that they couldn't intervene because Kronos had restricted their powers. However, they revealed to her that another one of her powerful children was still alive, living in the forest reaches of the earth. They said that this child could defeat Kronos and put an end to this madness. That's correct. The only one capable of this task was Necros, the titan who had been fleeing for many years, living in seclusion away from everything. Eventually, Gaia found Necros, and after numerous discussions, convinced him to confront Kronos. Necros realized that to find his own powers, he needed to journey into the realm of time, a daunting task. However, he accomplished this and discovered his powers there. Necros possessed the power to control destiny, a power surpassing any other in the world. Additionally, he had the ability to control fire, sunlight, wind, water, thunder, lightning, and the skies. Eventually, Necros engaged in a battle with Kronos. However, in the first battle, due to Kronos' cunning and intelligence, Necros was defeated. Kronos exiled him to the underworld and commanded Typhon, the demonic titan, to watch over him. After his defeat by Kronos, Necros refused to accept defeat and returned to battle Kronos once more. In this journey, he engaged in a fierce battle with the demonic titan, Typho, and eventually destroyed him. Finally, a great battle ensued between the two powerful brothers and titans, Kronos and Necros. This battle shook the earth, split the skies in two, and brought chaos and destruction. But ultimately, Necros succeeded in defeating Kronos and bringing about his downfall. Necros, now a mighty titan, possessed the rulership of the world. However, he was a benevolent and peace-loving titan. After the downfall of Kronos, he forged a weapon that could rebuild the world from scratch. This weapon was the Axe of Destiny, a dual-headed axe. One head of the axe had the power to control the element of life, while the other head had the power to control darkness. Using the Axe of Destiny, Necros rebuilt the world, bringing tranquility and peace to the realm. After enchanting the Axe of Destiny, Necros concealed it in the forest and most remote corner of the earth, ensuring that it remained out of anyone's reach. He declared that only someone with a pure heart and a desire for peace could become its owner. And this was the story of the mythical titans and how they came into existence, as well as the legendary battles that took place among them, representing the war between good and evil, light and darkness. Thank you for listening to this mythical tale. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to share your comments with us in the comment section. Farewell until another mythical tale.